I'm confused why Hallmark has a movie for April Fool's Day and the 4th of July, but I can't seem to find any about Father's Day. You'd think they'd cash in on every holiday, considering how good their Christmas movies do. Banner 4th of July is from 2013. The Banner siblings don't speak much anymore after their family band broke up. Their mother's heart attack brings the whole family back to town. Right when Desiree gets back, she finds out that the town is struggling financially and may need to file for bankruptcy. Her mom seemed to be the town's only hope, but she can't help right now because of the heart attack, so they ask Desiree to try and fill in. The guy she has to go talk to about things, Colin, was flirty with her outside, which complicates things inside, or it should, but that doesn't seem to stop her from grabbing dinner with him. He tells her that her mom booked the family band as headliner for their 4th of July party, which she had no idea about. Desiree tells her mom that it's not gonna happen. Hallmark movies are funny because you always know the problem will be resolved, so there's never really any feel of conflict happening. One of the brothers, Mitch, runs into his high school prom date at a music store and he agrees to come sign things for her to sell. Desiree is going through a divorce and is worried that her ex will take all of the money if she decides to perform. I don't think he can get any of her income from after their separation date, but okay, Hallmark, let's go with it. She comes around and asks her brothers to do the performance. They both decline at first. Mitch starts coming around, but then all three siblings overhear their mom say that she didn't have a real heart attack and only said that to get them back together. While packing up to leave, the power goes out. The mom tries defending her actions by saying they wouldn't have come if she wasn't sick. That's so messed up to me. It's their right not to come if they don't want to. There's really no defending faking a heart attack to your children. Somehow that leads to Mitch and Desiree getting into a big fight over her doing a solo album and how he sabotaged it. He yells at her about how much he needed the band while also acknowledging that she's the one who wrote all of the songs. Later that night, Desiree plays the piano and sings, which gets Mitch to crawl out of bed and listen to her. He jumps in on the song with her and she tells him that she only feels good musically when he plays with her. They agree to work together again. Desiree tells Colin that the band will perform and even make an album to help save the town. Johnny, the other brother, is very reluctant about it but eventually agrees, and the posters start going up all over town. During rehearsal, we find out that Desiree is sick and losing her voice. Mitch invites his prom date to the festival and she agrees only if she can be on the next album. They play it off like it's cute, but that ain't cute. She's using him. Colin stops by to talk to Desiree and tell her that he has feelings for her, but she falls asleep while he tells her. The morning of the festival, they all prank their mom into thinking that she can't sing as payback for her fake heart attack. She also had faked that power outage, too. The band performs at the festival and everything goes well. It just ends there, so I guess we're supposed to assume that the plan worked and they were able to save the town. When Sparks Fly is the Meghan Markle 4th of July movie from 2014. Meghan plays Amy, a journalist who moves to Chicago to work at the Post. She tells her boyfriend Hank this when he's about to propose, but he chooses not to after the news. And then the 4th of July fireworks go off behind them. They say they'll stay together, but it flashes forward 7 years, and she's still in Chicago, and now dating Phil, who she has absolutely no chemistry with. Her friend Sammy calls and invites her to her wedding and to be maid of honor. When she asks who the guy is, Sammy tells her it's Hank. Amy invites Phil to the super romantic 4th of July wedding of her ex-boyfriend, and he says it'll be tight in his schedule, but that he'll fly in. Getting married on Independence Day is so hilarious and ironic to me. When she gets into town, she finds out that Hank had no idea she'd be part of the wedding party. She immediately delves into wedding planning, and it's a lot of the three of them hanging out with Amy and Hank on the same page about things, while Sammy wants the great American wedding. Literally. She wants everything red, white, and blue with flags on it. A sales lady mistakes Amy to be the bride. Later, Amy and Hank go to their old rib joint and reminisce over old times and check out the bench that they had carved their initials into. Hank decides to have the rehearsal at the restaurant, which is thoroughly fucked up. The owner assumes it's them getting married, and when they correct him, he says, "Could have fooled me." When he drops her off, he tells her how happy he is for her new life in Chicago, and she tells him that it's not that great. She gives him goo-goo eyes and tells him how wonderful he is before getting out of the car. She throws them a huge shower and gets really bummed by the end of it and tells her mom that she still has feelings for Hank, right before Phil shows up. Amy shows them around town and they run into Sammy, who awkwardly runs up and hugs Phil before saying hello. Phil steps in and helps Sammy with the wedding and is having a lot of fun doing so. Amy and Hank are distracted trying to fundraise money for the city to keep their fireworks show. At the rehearsal dinner, both couples awkwardly say hello while the dynamics are mixed up and everyone seems to be forgetting who their date is. Hank asks Amy to dance, which she agrees to, and Sammy is seemingly jealous. During the dance, Hank tells Amy that he almost proposed to her. They get interrupted by their actual dates, and Amy runs outside to cry. Hank tracks her down to talk. Inside, Sammy and Hank get called onto stage, but she stands up there all alone. Outside, Amy tells Hank that she chased the wrong dream and that she's still in love with him. Sammy catches the last bit and freaks out about her stealing her man. I am so annoyed by dumbasses who don't realize how hypocritical they are. But anyway, she runs onto the stage and announces that she's calling off the wedding, and if anyone wants to know why, to ask Amy. She runs out, and Amy and Hank follow her, but only Hank goes up to talk to her. Amy walks away and runs into someone who's doing a news piece on the fireworks being canceled on TV, and she asks to be on air. Once on, she pleads everyone in town to donate what they can to get the fireworks show back on. Phil sees this happen on TV while sitting awkwardly with her parents. When she gets home, she breaks up with Phil, and he agrees with it and checks into a hotel for the night. The next day, the fireworks fundraising goal is met, and Amy goes to apologize to Sammy with a cupcake. Golden rule for apologies: always bring baked goods. Golden rule for accepting the apology baked goods: only eat them if they come sealed, because they could be poisoned and your trust is very limited with this person at this point. Sammy accepts the apology and says that she wanted the wedding more than Hank anyway. Amy talks to Hank next, and he tells her that he loves her, and she tells him that she broke up with Phil and will be staying in town. That night, she goes to light the fireworks, and she's in a full-on fireman's jacket and wearing safety goggles, but she's also in a short dress with her bare legs exposed. Those are some very clear priorities. Phil runs into Sammy, and she asks him to sit with her because bitch hasn't learned not to date her best friend's exes. I want to make her a t-shirt that says, "Who needs Tinder when you have best friends?" I think it suits her nicely. Then Hank proposes to Amy. She agrees, and the movie ends. What the hell kind of a plot is that? He just called off his wedding 24 hours ago, and you haven't even been together for 7 years, and you're going to get engaged. I want to interview the Hallmark writing team so bad. These seem like really messed up people. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back when I feel like it.